What's up, everybody, and welcome to everybody's favorite Thursday night show about shit we don't like. Three old men yelling at cloud. I am one of your hosts, Clan Diesel. Off to my sides, you have Dr. Diz, DM. Of course, the one, the only, the man, the myth, the Navy AI that we've borrowed to help co-host our shows, Double Aught Buck. How's everybody doing? And apparently my kid with a pillow on its head. It's going to be a good show. We have our prerequisite kid sighting. All right. So how's everybody doing?
I'm getting better and better as we go here.
Nice. Chat. How's chat? Oh, they're good, doing good. They're offering to hydrate and stank cheeses. So Chad is ready and roaring to go. So without further ado, I guess we'll get into it. So tonight's episode of Three Old Men deals with something controversial, but also something perhaps we're all guilty of at one point or another. And that is, there's caveats to that, is cheating in video games. Also,
I thought we were going by
Dr.
the other
Diz
title
DM
of just cheating.
For 11 months in a row. Thanks, Diz.
Welcome.
I thought you were going to go with just cheating, Clan. I'm not guilty of that.
You went on that show Cheaters, where they
No.
follow people around and then bust them at the Holiday Inn.
No, I was the one. I was the one following them around.
Well, that's true. I'm sure I'm guilty of, as Chad has said, using Game Sharks. I've used Game Sharks before in the past. I've used Game Genies in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and those are legit cheat devices.
Well, now that depends on how you use them.
It's true.
That is true. Although, if you're not giving yourself like infinite health or infinite ammo or something, why the hell even have it?
Because you wanted to change cosmetically something on the game.
That is true. And on some of them, you could use them to play imported or backed up games, in which case you're cheating and breaking the law.
Nobody ever did that.
I used it to break games completely, not for the cheating aspect of it.
That's
just to break
true.
them.
I have done that before. I once used a Game Genie for the Super Nintendo, had a code where you could play as General Leo.
Yes. You told me about that.
Okay, which is fine up until General Leo dies. Then the game loses its ever-loving mind.
Well, yeah, because he's coded out.
Yeah, towns start turning into squares. Weird artifacts start appearing. The colors are changing. The game loses its mind. That is the craziest thing that I've ever had happen. And I think Diz has done something similar.
In Mortal Kombat 1 on the Super Nintendo, I had Shang Tsung, which is an unplayable character. He's like the end boss of that game. I had him fight himself, and he morphed into Goro, walked across the stage, and hit himself in the face, and the game froze. It was never right again.
Do you ever hit somebody so hard the world freezes?
Also, I got that drink button fixed.
Maybe twice.
You can do it every minute if you want to. So up to 5 times per person.
Oh, Lord. Chat, you heard that. Diz is going to drown. So here's a question about this. This goes back to way back in the day, before some of you were even born.
Does it have to do with 1986?
It has to do with Konami.
1986.
Yep. So everybody is aware of the infamous Konami code. You put it in on Konami games back for the NES, and you got like 30 lives or and could go. And this worked on most. Yeah. Hey, Sally. Is your spaghetti good? I made her spaghetti tonight, chat. But anyway, you get like 30 lives in Contra and shit like that. So it is okay.
Dang.
How dare?
Dang.
How dare? Anyway, what's gonna the only negativity allowed is us.
We're rubbing off on her.
Apparently. So, do you consider using that cheating if you use the Konami code in a game?
Well, that depends on how you look at it, right? Because it was made for Gradius to test with.
That's true. It was made for Konami to test their games. That is 100% right. If you didn't say it, I was going to say it here in a minute. But yeah, that's why. And they left it in.
Well, they did it for Gradius. And then the other people were like, well, this is amazing. So they're like, let's test our other games with it. And they're like, we'll just leave it in too. But somebody had to have leaked it. Unless you were just completely raging on a game and you hit those buttons in the exact order at the start after you reset it to get that code to work. Somebody leaked it.
Yeah, I mean, it was 100% leaked because that is a very specific button combination.
Right.
So, holy shit, I got to turn him in. That's not gonna happen. Also, I just heard Sally laughing. I like having live feedback. It's great.
Right?
Live studio audience.
Yes, this episode of Three Old Men recorded in front of a live studio audience. What is it about cheating in video games? I don't get it.
So, in that regard, it's all on how you want to look at it, right? Because adults that used it could be viewed as cheating by their friends and other people. But if you had a kid learning to play on Nintendo at that time, that made it easier for them to try to get further in the game because they had more lives.
So the question is, if you beat the game with the code active, could you brag about beating the game?
Only if you added that you used the code.
Right.
Nobody ever said they used the code.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, I beat the game. I beat Contra. Yeah, I beat Contra. It's easy. Bro, totally nailed Contra. Nobody said, yeah, I used the Konami code.
Now, I did beat the first Contra with my brother without using the code the very first time. Then I found out trying to go through it by myself that it was a lot harder.
Yeah, by single player Contra, hard. Yes. Also, in Contra, can't you shoot the other guy and take a life from him or something?
No, it's once you've used all your lives, you can pull from the other person's health pool use their lives.
Yeah. And of course, the secret Double Dragon 2 thing, where if you started in 2-player mode and you beat up your other guy and then finish the game single player, instead of the last boss being a dragon, it's the ghost of your brother.
So GTA is similar, right? GTA 3. Baker Boomin brought that up. Like you could enter the codes in the game, right? And activate the cheats.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly, right? So so that's built into the game. So, can you consider that cheating?
It depends, I guess, like Buck said, in GTA, it depends on the code that you're using, right? Because some codes in GTA will, refill your health or give you ammo or stuff like that. But then some codes actually just, drop a specific car. So you can spawn a car where you're at.
Yeah.
I mean, unless that car is specifically used to complete a quest that you would have had to have gone like into the police impound and shot your way out of to acquire that car. I don't really view that as cheating because you're just trying to cosmetically get a ride that you didn't already have.
Get your ride.
Right. Yeah, get your ride. Oh god, yeah. One day we gotta play Borderlands.
Oh man, that would be fun. We should play
That would-
that on this stream.
that would be 3 old men playing Borderlands.
Yeah.
Write that down, chat.
Maybe
So-
we'll transition the show into we're playing games and complaining about stuff.
There you go.
So
There you go.
retro, but on Thursday nights with 3 old men.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be limited to retro games. So
It would be
So
like
we
the
could
night
play-
we played Turtles.
we
Well,
can
no,
play
I meant like on retro night, y'all play games.
Dibs
So
and
it'd
Barnes.
be Thursday night gaming with 3 old men.
There you go. Yeah.
Not that that's a
There you go.
title or anything that I've thought of.
I don't have Borderlands 3.
I do. On one of the consoles, I think. I don't think I've played it though, because I heard it wasn't very good.
So here's the thing. What about cheat codes in games? But like Bug said, it doesn't really alter the gameplay so much as it's a way that the developers put in so that people have access to all the content. So like in GTA, like if there's cars that you wouldn't ordinarily get, but they're programmed into the game, somebody worked on it and the cheat code is in there so you can get that car and use it. Or that the car is very difficult to get, but they want a way for other people who may not be as skilled to get the car or see the car,
Yeah.
or at least use it once. So what do you think about that?
Sly?
Well, I mean, that's
Uh,
like that's
yeah, go
like
ahead,
ARC,
Buck.
right? You got admin codes. If you're and have administrative rights, you can code anything in the game that has a basic code for ARC. So if I wanted every chibi in the game, which has absolutely nothing to do with me taming dinos or me killing the bosses or anything, just to have a little tiny dino running around beside me, I wouldn't really call that cheating. But if I was to spawn in a level 400 T-Rex with max stats that I could then boost another 60 levels on, I would count that as cheating.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, that would definitely be cheating, right? Because you're using the code to go around the rules of the game to get something big time. So what about
Diz was gonna say something, but
that's
he
true?
let me go.
I don't know if I remember now.
That's true.
All right,
Baker
Chad,
brings up,
quit having Diz drink. He's losing his train of thought.
Baker brings up, like you said, aesthetic mods.
Yeah.
So like, and then this segues into mods in general. And this is more towards PC gaming than it is console gaming, because there's not too many console games that have mods, except for Skyrim.
Skyrim, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
But like,
Minecraft for Xbox.
But like
Halo,
Black Desert
Halo
Armor
1,
mods.
Halo 1 had a lot of mods on the
Yeah.
console. I don't know if you ever played any of those, but they were freaking crazy.
No. But like Baker said, Black Desert famous for having armor mods, right? You could download the files for the different armors, put them on your character. You would see it, but no one in the game would see it.
I
You would
love
just
that
look
one.
normal.
I love that because it's like you're wearing the finest robes, but you're actually naked.
Exactly. You're just like in a bag.
And I wouldn't count that as cheating because it doesn't amplify anything about you. It doesn't help you acquire anything better in the game.
Correct. Yeah, it's not. It's just an aesthetic mod. But now there are mods that do allow you to cheat, like save game editors, right? Where you can download
Like most
it
of the
and you-
speedrunners use.
and you can go in and change. Well, the speedrunning's different.
Well, no, they use the game save state so they can go back and practice on certain levels to be able to beat the game in one run.
Right. If they're using tool assisted runs, yeah, that's true.
Glitches
Um,
is good. We'll get to that in a
and-
second.
yeah, glitches is another thing. Yeah. So, but like you can download save game editors for a lot of games, right? Like Skyrim, Mass Effect, a bunch of PC games, Final Fantasy, and you can put in, you'll mess with hexadecimal values in the save and give yourself like, 9,999 hit points. You're level 100, and you have all this cool stuff and everything, and then just re-import it into the game, and the game boots up and says, "Oh, you have all this stuff now," and then there you are, and able to one-shot anything in the game because you've made yourself so strong.
So that's what Diz did to Final Fantasy 1 with his 4 knights
Yes.
or 4 warriors. I mean,
The
So that's
four
how he did it.
warriors.
That wasn't a cheat. That was just strategy.
But to be fair, the game did say the 4 warriors of light.
I did the 4 warriors a lot. I did exactly. You guys didn't play the game like you were supposed to.
Oh, damn.
I mean, that was vague on what's a warrior, right?
I
Just
mean,
because the
the
game
class
called
is a
that
warrior.
a warrior. Yeah, but I mean, he can change.
That's true.
Maybe
becomes a knight.
maybe my
he didn't
white
start
mage,
off as a warrior.
maybe
Diz
my white
cheats.
mage identified as a warrior.
Diz has
Right?
cheated, and we will get to that shortly. So I will tell
Yes,
you
I
a story.
I have cheated before as well.
So, glitches though, glitches in games, are those cheats
that-
because they are part of the
yes.
game? They're part of the game. You're just
Destiny
exploiting
2.
the bad
Destiny
programming.
2. Destiny 2 in the middle of running fucking weekend events to get to the lighthouse and glitching that is fucking cheating. You ain't got the balls to stand out on the field and fight me one-on-one. You're a fucking cheater.
Is it?
The-
I see
the
where Diz is coming
rage.
from, though. Is it cheating, or are you taking advantage of
Well, what's the
Of the
definition
code,
of
right?
cheating?
Gaining an advantage, unfair advantage, maybe. I'm
Oh,
not sure of the
so-
definition.
So taking advantage of coding, that's cheating.
But it's part of the game, and I wasn't given instructions, or I didn't read them, so I didn't understand.
right?
Sure.
And I'm like,
I didn't read the
Little Matt.
dialogue, so I didn't understand the game.
Oh, I'd agree that he didn't read the damn dialogue.
So
he didn't know
yeah,
what
he
was
did-
coming.
100% did not read. That is for sure.
Oh, I
That is
love it.
for sure.
So the
but
one
now
that stands
I
out to me is Oblivion. When you would get the little diamond thing, then you'd chop them in half, and they would explode into 50 or something diamonds on the floor, and you'd pick them all up, and then you'd go sell all of those, of course, and go buy the best armor in the game, and become invisible, and you'd kill everybody. Did you guys do that? Because I did
No.
that. I did that, and it immediately made the game no fun. So
But Little Matt and Sly bring up something.
Mhm.
Little Matt is talking about glitches like that they use. They take advantage of stuff in speed runs.
Gotcha.
So they know like if they stand at this certain pixel, then they can glitch maybe through a wall,
Yeah.
and then skip like 3 levels or something in a relatively older game. And
Yeah.
then Sly also brings up about glitches, where you were talking about the definition of cheating is using an unfair advantage. Well, if it's a glitch, it's a known problem in the code. You're not using an unfair advantage. Everyone can do that. They just have to know about it,
That's true, right?
right? So you're
Open
just
to
using
everybody.
knowledge. And just like the ABC After School Specials told us, knowledge is power, bitches.
So super bouncing in
Pretty
Halo
sure they
2.
didn't use the last word.
Legit, not
yes,
cheating.
they did.
I don't remember ever hearing the G.I. Joe say that.
Captain OG Reesmore looked at me one Saturday morning and said, knowledge is power, bitches.
I agree. That is just clever use of game mechanics because it's part of the game. It's part of the coding. So it's
Mhm.
you just figured out how to exploit it, or somebody else did rather, and you
I guess,
watch what they
right?
did and copied it.
That's true. I mean, and people finding
Everyone's
glitches
super bounced too.
every day for games that are 35 years old at this point.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm like that. I don't believe that that glitching is technically cheating. You're just taking advantage of it. And on old games, everybody can take advantage of it every time they play because old games don't get updated, right? But
Yeah.
in newer games, then you're on a timer, right? Because as soon as that glitch becomes public knowledge and spreads around, then it's the onus is then on the developer to patch that glitch.
Yeah,
Now, like with Destiny 1 in the loot cave, right? Exactly,
Yep.
exactly. So, and they left that in there for a while. It was a while, a couple weeks there that you could do that before they patched it.
So then cheating is using outside resources to manipulate the game to give you an unfair advantage.
Well, I mean, by that, then the Konami code is not a cheat.
Technically, it's not, right?
It's not. It's inside the game.
It's
right?
not. It's built into the game. It's there for
Aimbots,
everyone to use. Yeah, aimbots would 100% be cheating, right? You're using something to manipulate your ability to play the game, right?
Your ability to not suck at the game.
You are, but we defined it earlier as something that gives you an unfair advantage, right? But everybody has access to the internet where they can download this aimbot and
I think though that it's like if you're doing something to make yourself better that requires you to go outside of the game,
outside of the normal programming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you and your normal skill are not able to do this thing, and then you use a tool or some other method to modify that in the game.
I would agree with this definition. So aimbots would be cheating.
Aimbots would be cheating, and something near and dear to Buck's heart. Farmer bots and gold bots in WoW.
Yeah, screw those assholes. You're gonna sit there and have not even be at your console and have your freaking 80 characters running around killing and skinning and then selling it on the auction house, and you didn't do a damn thing but download a program and put them all to it.
Screw I think you, this is your answer, little Matt. But now listen. Here's my thing.
Blizzard backed me on that one though, because they did away with that shit and told them if they caught them doing it anymore, they'd ban them for life.
Well, that is true, but also Blizzard then took it upon themselves to do it themselves because you can buy gold from Blizzard.
But the only reason that Blizzard did that is because all the outside sources were getting money for gold that Blizzard wasn't getting their hands on, and they're like, well, if they're going to keep doing this in that capacity, then we might as well go ahead and let them do it.
Listen, I may or may not know people that have purchased gold from Chinese gold farmers.
Is he wearing a blue shirt and not wearing a hat in this stream?
I plead the fifth.
I have not.
I think there also may be members. I think there may also be members of chat. I haven't bought it in years. Let's put it this way.
I can promise you I've never done it.
I haven't bought it in years.
Sorry for eating on stream, but I didn't want my Frosty to be any more melted than it already is.
I enjoy that part of WoW, the monotonous killing of things and skinning them and gathering random things.
That's true.
I don't see my problem with that, but I do more than anything. I don't care if you flood the auction house. I don't care if you're making gold off of thousands of people that are too lazy to go do it. My problem is when you stick your stupid bots in the middle of my questing zone and I can't even do the damn quest because your bots are killing the damn quest item.
Yeah. I heard a story about where there's a bunch of druids that were just running around.
Yes. That's the most
fucking boomkins.
Yeah, there's a bunch of 80 boomkins in a zone. Just, and everybody's there trying to kill these guys for the quest, and they can't do it because there's 80 boomkins there just murdering everything. Crack. Fracking boomkins.
Again. Love it. Cylons, cheating or not? No, we're not getting into that one. That's a whole episode by itself.
I mean, are you really wanting to dive into that one?
No,
now?
no.
Let's not go down to the Galactica hole.
Don't make me bring out Muffet and Boomer.
Okay, so cheating stories. Have you ever cheated in a game? Intentionally cheated in a game?
I mean,
Yeah.
I've used the Konami code.
I have used the
I
Konami
openly
code,
admitted to
yes.
that.
Yes.
I've used the Konami code. I've used Game Sharks, and I've used Game Genies. I've used save game editors. I've used trainers. Yes, I
Yep,
have done
yep.
all that.
I did that in Little Big Planet.
Nice.
Edit the save, so I didn't have to play all this stuff.
Yeah.
Got all the materials.
I mean, sometimes I've done it to get through places that I was having a hard time getting through on my own, just so I could
Mhm.
go through the rest of the game. And then sometimes I've done it just because I've already beat the game, but I want to see it in other ways or something. And then I've done that before. Now I've not done it in a very long time. This was back in, when I was a teenager.
And by other ways,
something.
he means he wanted to see all of the female characters naked in the game as he played through it.
That's not cheating. That's mods. That's different.
That's reskinning, right?
Exactly. That
Or
is not
de-skinning.
That is
De-skinning.
not the purpose of this episode. Exactly. Boobies are not cheating, chat.
So back in
Um,
Diablo 1 days, I definitely use Diablo 2, I
Duping.
definitely did the save editor where I had like a high level character and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was
like I said,
later
I've
after
done
I
the
played
item
through
duping.
it 27 times.
But
Item
why would you have
duping.
to worry about that? The item duping was the only thing you needed in that one. Because
Yeah, I
in
mean-
Diablo
Exact-
1, if you found somebody that had the full Zakar armor and they duped you every single item, you could put it on at level 1 and go to hell and fight Diablo at level 1 and not die.
Yeah. In Diablo
break
1,
in.
I did have like some programs back in the day before I even knew that, this wasn't probably the proper way to do anything. And it allowed me like super speed in the game, and I would join other people's games and just run around the map and stuff like that and cause all kinds of things to spawn.
Oh yeah, and I don't really have a problem so bad with cheating in like single player games
Yeah.
because you're not hurting anybody.
No.
Only your ego when
Multiplayer.
your buddies go, you couldn't beat that without cheating?
You don't tell them.
They would know. They would
Why
know.
would you tell them?
Hey, I feel
They would
very
know
accomplished
depending on how many
beating
hours
Zelda
you
2
put into the game.
without cheating in it. Now,
That's true.
would you consider what I did cheating in Zelda 2 when I used like the crouching in the corner and killing Shadow Link and didn't straight
No, that's
up
how you
fight him?
do it. The
That-
only other
that-
way that you can do it is with the power glove.
That is a strategy.
We couldn't afford it on
Learned
Super
over
Retro's
time.
budget.
Definitely not. Power glove is fucking expensive. That piece of shit's probably $250 right now and dry rotted.
When y'all were talking about the power glove, I looked it up at that point in time. It was like $236 used.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, yeah.
And definitely somebody at some point used power glove to wag off it. Definitely 100%.
Aw, we were all thinking it. You said it.
Exactly. I was the one that was brave enough to say it. What everybody was thinking.
But if they juice the glove and it's electronic, then they got a hell of a jolt.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm sure Mattel built it to spec. It's fine, right?
You'd go to Walmart and see all the recalls back, on their board, and it'd be the power glove.
The power glove.
It'd be like genital burns,
Yeah.
recall.
Known to cause severe rash and irritation to genitals. Oh my god! Imagine if it had a Rumble feature.
Oh God.
Can we buy the rights to the Power Glove? Because I've got some ideas.
I mean,
We can
that's
greatly
what everybody.
increase.
That's
our
what
budget.
everybody got excited for in N64,
Oh.
right? When they added the Rumble pack.
Exactly.
I'm waiting for Nintendo to get into the VR game, and you have 2 Power Gloves on and the VR headset.
You have 2 Power Gloves and a Virtual Boy. and
you're standing on a power mat.
Yeah, standing on a power pad.
Power pad, yeah.
And your weapon is the gun.
Yep, you have the zapper.
You look like Captain N around the waist, and then you got all this other going on.
You would look like Captain N if Michael Bay made Captain N the live action movie.
I'm just afraid of what Mega Man and Kid Icarus would look like in that movie.
Yeah, Mega Man beat down a door and go, "Surprise, motherfucker!"
What about Kid Icarus, Clan? You got to do the voice of that one
That's
in the way
easy.
he talks.
It's even the same guy. The same guy playing Mega Man is playing the Kid Icarus. He just wears wings and has a bow and arrow. Just kicks down the door. It's like, "Surprisicus, motherfuckers!" Tell us we're boring now, Nuke, Ohio. Tell us that it's boring now.
Oh, it's hurting the back of my head. I'm laughing so hard. I need more drink.
Oh, sorry, Cat.
I'm crying. Oh.
Oh, they're not here right now. I even looked at both chats.
Oh.
Are you? Oh,
I'll message him a link to the VOD later.
thank you.
Oh.
Peace.
If we can win him over, we can win the world over.
So here's a question: have you ran into? We've answered the question: have we cheated? And the answer is yes.
Right.
So, have you ran into cheaters before in games? But I'm more specific in multiplayer games. Have you
Yes.
ran into cheaters yourself? Have you experienced someone cheating?
Yes.
Okay. Discuss.
Okay. I'll go first. So in Halo 2, I used to play the hell out of that game. And it was either Halo 2 or 3. The board Wizard or Warlock. You know that one? It's like an octagon shaped, and it's got the
I know
all
Warlocks,
symmetric.
but I don't know Halo.
It's got the center column, in the middle where the invisibility spawns, and it's got all the little 4 platforms around, in little places that you spawn on each side. It's basically very symmetric map. So it's like a big circle kind of, but it's an octagon. The guy jumps down. He runs around the bottom of the octagon like 2 or 3 times, jumps up, grabs our flag, jumps down, jumps all the way to the top of the map. And I couldn't be mad. I was just impressed. I was like, that's pretty cool.
How does this guy do this?
I mean, he's cheating, but that's pretty cool. That, and I think in Halo 3, I was playing on a, I can't remember what it's called, maybe the Long Haul or something like that, or it's something where you're outside. It looks like you're in a construction area. There's sniper bullets just whizzing around us everywhere. This guy was just shooting up in the air. The bullets were like tracking people down and killing them. So that's my 2 instances of guaranteed these people were cheating.
Yeah. What about you, Buck? You said that you've experienced it as well in games. When have you seen it, experienced it?
Well, I mean, we already discussed the whole shit with World of Warcraft, so we won't get into that again.
Yes. Hey, me and you both actually got into that exact situation at the same time because we were leveling characters in that area, and it was no joke. 80 Boomkins just giving it hell.
Could you be mad about that though? I'm sure that looked awesome.
I mean, they were cute, but it was
like a parade
after 15 minutes.
Call of Duty though.
Of
When a guy calls in a chopper gunner and he's got the chopper facing like this, you run out the door behind him and he hits a button and that chopper goes 180 and guns you down in half a second. The moment you step out the door. Like, there's no damn way that you spun your Xbox controller thumbsticks around to spin that helicopter 180 and gun me the moment my ass stepped outside. Just ain't happening.
Just blasting. What about you,
Then I
Clan?
started blasting.
What about you, Clan?
Well, me, I don't play a lot of multiplayer games because I suck. So I haven't the biggest thing I've ran into is bots in like WoW, like Buck was talking about. I ran into some farmer bots and some, gold bots. Not go bots, but gold bots.
The go bots.
I ran into some go bots.
He ran into Scooter.
That's right. That's what I've ran into. And except for the one point where, like Buck said, they were getting in the way of doing the quest.
Yeah.
They really don't bother me. Except gathering bots when I'm trying to gather as well. I mean, that mining node.
I would agree with
that mining node.
I'm even fine with that part because Blizzard addressed that. They made it to where everybody in the region that's within a certain radius of the resource could gather it. And then they went one further, and if you could see it on the map, you could gather it. Somebody else could come by and gather it later and was fine. But my only real issue with the gathering farming bots is them farming fucking quest shit. Because they're high enough level, they're one-shotting them all. So for you to try to get in on that is ridiculous.
Hey,
you just got us up.
Savage Sally just sub. Thank you for the gifted a sub by an anonymous gifter. Thank you, Sally.
Bam.
An anonymous gifter.
So, have you ever been playing in a multiplayer game and you swear that the other person's cheating, but you have no proof, but you swear that they are?
I know that I've heard of people running into this. Yes, and
I know
think
it was like
in
times.
in Halo, like in multiplayer, if first-person shooters, Halo
Yeah,
and Call
Destiny.
of Duty,
And Gears of War.
and Destiny. Yeah, I have ran into people in Destiny. Like, I don't know if they've been cheating as far as aim bots and stuff, but I have seen them teleport.
Yeah, the rubber band glitchy stuff. Yeah,
and that is freaking annoying.
Yeah. I'm not sure if those are bad connections or I did hear like one person describing it as kind of like taking your modem offline or something like that and causing your connection to drop slightly and then bringing it right back so you would just kind of bounce around.
Yeah, it's called a light switch.
Yeah. So I have heard of that stuff, but I do know of a person who gets called out for cheating all the time, even though that they don't really cheat. He's just on a freaking different level. And I've played with this guy and it's crazy. Like, I've got like 10 kills. I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking killing it. And I look over and he's got like 35 kills. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's true. But even he's like Zach and you. He loves Halo, right? He has stopped playing Halo Infinite because of all the cheating. So he's not going to play Halo until they put in some kind of anti-cheat system.
And like at the level I would be playing at on Halo, I can't really say people are cheating. That sometimes it may seem like it, but I think those people sometimes are probably just better than me in those instances, and it just feels like they're cheating because they're so much better. At his level, I would say that it probably is cheating. What's going on? So,
yeah, I'd agree with that.
I mean, I've got a guy that I'm friends with now, but when I first started playing Call of Duty, I ran against him, and he would run with a lag switch, and I caught him doing it one day, and I cussed him up one side down the other in comms, and then he's like, "Yeah, I'm running one." I was like, "Then you can either cut that the hell off and play with us, or you can go off and play by yourself. I said, because I'm not going to play with somebody that's going to cheat just to try to get a kill. Because if you aren't on our level, then we don't care one way or the other. Because I'd rather lose with